Hey, what is up guys? My name is Jake and welcome to a vlog that I wasn't planning on recording today, but on my way home from work I started thinking about Monday Night Raw tonight because I wasn't going to get off work until 10, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch it. So on my way home I was thinking about how I was going to be really excited to watch it when I got home because I had it DVR'd. And it occurred to me that I am still really excited about wrestling. It really makes me happy to watch it. Ever since I started watching wrestling back in 2009, I want to say, my love for wrestling has just pretty much gone way farther than I ever expected it to. When I first started watching, I thought, okay, fun little thing to watch, I guess. Nothing too much. But let me try to do this. Okay. Maybe I'm better in the frame now. I don't know. But when I first started watching it, it was just something I'd watch every now and then, because I didn't really know what it was. But as I started getting more into it, the more I'd watch it, the more I fell in love with it. Seeing guys like Triple H, or Randy Orton, or Shawn Michaels, or Jeff Hardy pretty much just go out there and do what they love to do. The passion that they had for this business made me fall in love with it. And over the years, I just deeply fell in love with how passionate the wrestlers were. Not just in WWE, but in places like TNA, or New Japan Pro Wrestling, or even the small indie promotions like Revolution Pro Wrestling, or New Era Pro Wrestling, or anything like that. I started watching as much as I could because the more I found out about wrestling, the more I loved it. And as I grew a little bit older, I started realizing I could do that too. If I tried my hardest, I might be able to do it. So I started researching into weight and how to become a professional wrestler. And I started finding about the independent scene, about places in Japan, about Mexico, other places all over the world. It's not just WWE. And I started developing my own character, developing my own moveset, buying all the video games. When I was a kid, I bought all the action figures, all the belts. I just started falling in love with it. But now that, as I'm looking into it, there's just one major drawback that is kind of making me second guess myself. It's the fact that these people are awesome at what they do. A lot of them are. Not all of them. There's a few people who aren't too good that probably are just in it to be in it. But there are guys who have a lot of passion for what they do, love what they do. Like Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Cody Rhodes, just to name a few. People who have so much passion, so much love. It's in their heart, it's in their blood. And they're good at what they do. They're athletic, they're great in the ring, but I don't feel like I'd be at their level. No matter how hard I try, I'd probably never be able to do what they do. I feel like when I start wrestling, I'm just gonna get thrown around. I'm never gonna be able to do anything, honestly. I started researching wrestling schools and where to go, and I'm gonna try to train in like 3 months in one in Omaha, Nebraska. The stupid camera, not realizing it's mirrored. Ah! Not the point. It's just that I feel like if I try, I'm only gonna fail. I mean, I want to do it. I want to be a professional wrestler really bad. It's my dream job, basically. But on the other hand, not everyone can do it. Not everyone's meant to be able to do it. I feel like the second I step into the ring, people are just gonna make fun of me because I'm short. They're not gonna take me seriously, and I'm never gonna be able to do anything. On the other hand, it's Not that the fact that I don't think I'll be able to do it physically. What about mentally? I don't think I'd be able to be good at it. I don't feel like I'm good at anything. I've been through so many failures in my life. I just don't think I'm capable of doing anything. And so that's where the fear kind of sets in. Failure. I've put so much into this dream. I've built myself up. I've been working out. I've been trying to build my character, build my charisma. I've been trying to do good with promos, been working at that. As you can see, I'm probably not too good on the fly right now, because there's so much going through my head. As I was driving home, I started thinking about what happens if I fail. This is the only thing I really want to do, and what happens if I fail? Putting so much time, so much effort, so much money into this, and just to fail and to lose it all. Be devastating, heartbreaking. I wouldn't be able to take it. I don't know what I'd do. But I kind of just feel that way because I really have no one there for me. I have people saying, oh yeah, you should totally do that. If you dream, you'll be great at it. But no one's really meaning anything. My parents, they're supportive. But my friends, all they do is make fun of me for it. I mean, there are times my parents made fun of me for it. But even just them, like, I've been made fun of for liking wrestling all my life, ever since I started watching it. But that's not why I'm scared. I'm not afraid because people are going to make fun of me. I'm afraid that maybe they're right. Maybe they're right that I'm not cut out for this. And I know that everyone gets that idea in their head, that they're not cut out for anything that they're doing. Maybe professional athletes, professional swimmers in the Olympics, or basketball players. Maybe LeBron James at one point said to himself, am I really cut out for this? Maybe insert famous football player here, because I don't watch football. Maybe one day they said to themselves, am I really cut out for this? But maybe they kept going. And maybe they're NFL Super Bowl champions, if that's what it's called. Hockey players, maybe Wayne Gretzky. There's bugs in front of me, sorry. Maybe Wayne Gretzky thought the same thing, but he's one of the greatest hockey players to have ever stepped in the rink. I just feel that I don't know if I'd be able to take it if I failed. I know a lot of people say that they have tried something and they always thought about failing, but they never did, and you just have to keep working at it. And that's what I want to do. I want to keep working at it until I have achieved the greatest I can. And even then, I want to keep working I want to keep going and achieve higher. I don't ever want to consider myself less than what I can be. I always want to be working at my best, doing the best I can at everything, trying to be at the top level. I just don't think I'm cut out for it, though. And if it goes through any athlete's mind, if anybody out there is watching this and is a professional athlete or anything that you had a dream, maybe you're a doctor and you never thought you'd make it to where you are, you never thought you'd graduate med school and be able to save lives. If you are, please be sure to please feel free to share your story down in the comments below. If you're a basketball player, if you're a YouTuber even, a fellow YouTuber, and you have a success story you'd like to share with me to maybe help me feel better. If anyone out there is wrestlers, probably going through the same thing I'm going through right now, that would be much appreciated if you guys would share your success stories. Because right now, I'm feeling like I could be on the moon. Like, I could shoot for the moon, and I could make it all the way out of the edge of the solar system, and I'd still feel like I'm about to fail. No matter how far I get in something, I feel like I would never achieve what I really want to achieve. Like, what if I get into wrestling, and I end up graduating wrestling school, and they put me on their show, but I never make it past that. I just work that show for the rest of my life. And while I'd be happy because I'd be wrestling at least, I always feel like, what if I could have made it to Ring of Honor? What if I could have made it to New Japan? Or even WWE? It's just that kind of thing that's getting in my head and is making me doubt myself. This is what I've been wanting to do for a long time, and now that I'm finally getting to the point where I'm about to go do it, because for the past couple years, I've been saying, oh, I'm about to be a professional wrestler, it's not too long from now, but from then it's been years away, but now it's 3 months away. And I'm not just saying, like, oh yeah, like, because when a couple years ago, I was like, oh yeah, maybe it's a couple months away, but that's when I was like 16. I'm 18 now. I'm going to be 19 in January. And that is when I'm moving out of my parents' house to go train in Omaha. And it's a surreal feeling knowing that I've come this far. I didn't even think I would graduate high school, but I did. And now I get to go on and live my dreams in a couple months. But the fact is, I don't know if I could handle failing. I've never been good at handling rejection, not in an angry type of way, but in a sad kind of way. Every time I get rejected, I just go sit in the shower and think about what I did to mess up. Because every tiny little failure, every tiny little mistake, I'm always racking my brain about hitting myself in the face because I did something that maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I got an answer wrong on a test back when I was in school, and I sit in my bed and I'm thinking how stupid I was to think that that was the right answer, and then that always gets at me. Every time I may have said something by mistake, and I'm always like rubbing my eyes, crying because I said one little thing and now people are thinking bad of me, but maybe they aren't, but I just think they are. Because that is the kind of person that I am. I just think, I overthink, and I overreact to everything. And this whole vlog was just kind of to vent my feelings about what is happening in the next couple months, and I don't know if I'd be able to handle it if I failed. And I failed at a lot of things. I wrestled in high school, and I didn't have the best record. I had a couple wins, I had a couple varsity matches, but for the most part, I was horrible. And I couldn't keep my weight consistent, so I kept switching weight classes. And I kept letting my team down every single time. I hardly ever failed classes in high school, but there were those times when I was getting bad grades. And a lot of that had to do with my depression and my anxiety. And just, I had so much on my plate at the time that I would just constantly be sitting down and watching wrestling to kind of take my mind off it, because that's what wrestling has always been to me. A place where I can just be me. A place where I can look at all these people who had dreams of being professional wrestlers and got to do their thing. And because that spoke to me, because that's what I wanted to do. And I could sit down and I could get lost in a wrestling match. Two people putting on a great match, and I could just get lost in that and forget about my problems. See, my addiction has never been drugs or alcohol or smoking. It's always been wrestling. And CM Punk will tell you the same exact thing. But when it comes down to it, I don't think I'd be cut out for that because of... And then that happened. I don't know if you guys caught that on the mic, something fell. But it's always been like... I don't know. I've always wanted to put my everything, put my all into something. Everything that I do, I put my best into. When I was in woodshop class, I made this table. I had picked out a table, and I said, I want to make that. And so, for the next, I don't know how long our semester was, from January until May, I was working on that table. Every single piece. And there was times when it broke, someone stepped on it at one point and broke it. There was times when I may have messed up on it, and I had to start over on a piece. I lost a couple pieces, I had to start over on them, and each failure, I didn't think I'd make it in time, but then on the last day of school, I was able to take it home and hide it away in our storage house thing that used to be the original house on the property. I hid it in there with a blanket over it, so that on my mom's birthday, she was gone, she went to town, and I had time before work. So I went in, I brought it out all by myself, put it in the living room, and replaced the current coffee table that's now in the basement, and I went to work. And then, right before I was about to go on shift, my mom called me and said that she loved it, because I had put my all into making that table. I had done my best, because I knew if I did this, then I could do anything. If I believed in myself, I could make this table. And I did. And I'm using that table as a metaphor for how I'm feeling towards wrestling. If I put my best into this, maybe, just maybe, I can do it. But at the same time, being a professional wrestler, table. Professional wrestler, table. It doesn't really balance. So I don't know what is going through my head with this at all. There's so many things, like, what if I get hurt? What if they tell me I'm not athletic enough? What if they tell me I'm not good enough? What if I aspire to be this dude who does 5-star matches all the time, like AJ Styles has excellent matches every time he steps in the ring. He's incapable of having a bad match. He's that good. But what if I turn into Gene Snitsky? Or anyone who just always has bad matches? What if I get into wrestling and and WWE hires me, and I'm thinking, oh, hey, this is gonna be great, but all they use me is I'm a jobber. Basically, I'm JTG, I'm never doing anything. Why are there bugs everywhere? I don't like this. But, what if I do make it in wrestling? What if I get in there and I'm the best in whatever company I'm wrestling in, and then I start traveling around the world? I go all around the country, I go all around the world to Tokyo, Japan, and I wrestle for New Japan Pro Wrestling. I wrestle for All Japan Pro Wrestling. What if I go down and I wrestle for AAA or CMLL? What if WCPW hires me? I like them, they're cool. I always want to wrestle for them, they're great. What if WWE hires me? Stop it with the bugs, please. What if WWE hired me and I instantly was the best around, and then I became the WWE World Champion or something? Having 5-star matches with the likes of AJ Styles, or Seth Rollins, or Sami Zayn. What if all of that happens and I'm the greatest wrestler of all time? But what happens if I'm not? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of not being able to do what I want to be able to do. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of not being able to do this because I feel like I'd hold myself back just because I'm afraid. And that's the thing. I want to try to push that fear away. What I want to do is I want to try to get out of my comfort zone and do something I'm not used to. I want to take risks just to get where I want to be. And any successful person will tell you that's how you have to do it. But what if I can't? But this vlog was just kind of to get my feelings out there. Just kind of say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. If anybody else is feeling the same way, be sure to say so in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. But thank you guys so much for watching. I've been recording for almost 20 minutes now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to tell me by hitting that like button down below. And subscribing really helps out a lot. But thank you guys so much. I hope to see you all in the next video. Have an awesome day.